A friend.
Welcome everybody to Golden Guys. It's Tuesday night. Let's bring in the rest of the gang here with Bernie Wrightson up there. Oh, hang on. Happens every time with nights. How are we doing, everybody? It's Tuesday. It is a fun Tuesday. We've got here Bernie Wrightson's birthday bash on the Golden Guys. And I know it's not Golden Age, but he certainly influenced by many of the Golden Age for sure. So we'll talk about that. Some Master Macabre. We've got our spinner rack and everything else. But first, let's introduce everybody before we do show and tell. Bring on DS. How are you, buddy?
What is up? I am great. I finally got some Comic Link wins in. My new press is shipped. It's on the way. It should be here at the end of this week. So
nice.
Yeah, everything is going good over here.
Good. Knights, what's going on with you?
Pretty good. I'm not a very good math teacher, and it's tough to teach your kids math. And so I leaned hard on the Japanese, teaching them Japanese because it's a lot easier. But yeah, I've been using comic books and quarters, and I think it's been helping. So that's cool.
That's always good.
Now she knows how to buy a 75-cent comic. It was the tough one. So
excellent.
Well, but they're never going to use change probably in her whole lifetime. So.
Yeah, that's a good point too. They think all the coins are the same, my kids. Yeah, we'll just start show and tell in a minute here. We are going to be joined by one of our guys. Shout out briefly to the chat because I did not get a chance to do it, and I want to get out of the way early. Mr. Gretzky, great having you here. It's here for everybody. Chris Barrett, very good to see you here. The Great Legend Show, man. We worked our butts off doing Baltimore weekend. We had a great time. So he's been sitting here helping us out. He's been there. Jambo, got 2 Fiction House for you to show you I got today. Kind of made a mistake, but that's usually what happens. You like to hear this story. Again, we got here Jambo DS is here. I know I saw more people here. Streambots running, keeping us there. Comic Books NYC, how we doing here? Great having you here. Great having Javi here.
Yeah.
Yep. Is Perry Comics lurking in the shadows, Perry? I don't know.
Hey, Perry.
That's could be my buddy. We only have half the team. Oh no. There's 3
half
of us.
Team.
Half the team. You got 75%. It's the Golden Guys with
half
Sophie.
The team, yes.
Yeah, we got enough. So good seeing everybody. If I missed you, I'll catch you on the return. But I think I got everybody. Comics NYC, and he says happy birthday. Oh, Jambo says that. He says happy birthday, Bernie. And hey, yo, we got the C. Woodard newsstand. Very happy to have him here. One of my favorites here. Just let you know, I just crushed Avengers, and I crunched it, and then I just kind of committed to playing like 4 hours over the weekend, and I got everybody up. So because they are boy who had 7, Matty. How we doing? Great having you here. Avengers. All right. So hey, yo, Matt, boy who had 7. So great. First, it's Bernie's birthday, but show and tell first. I'll go first just because I want to get out of the way. I picked up 2 Fiction House gold. Oh, I did pick something up that's not Golden Age. I'll show that. I got my daughter a book. Not for her to play with or anything else like that, but just something I wanted to have. Her favorite character is now Starfire from the Teen Titans. And a big shout out to Anthony Snyder, who hooked me up. I know it's not Golden Age, but I just want to show it. Hooked me up with a great copy here of the first appearance of Starfire, Raven, and Cyborg. Kids are a big fan of the DC Teen Titans Go and all that stuff on Hulu. So it's kind of cool. It's going away for her. 9.6. I think it's a great grade for that book. It's a great book. But that's that. Also, I picked up.
Is she the orange chick?
Yeah, she's the orange chick in there. Yeah, but she looks different than Teen Titans, I'll tell you that. So here's something that happened. I tried to get 2 of the and the guy said he had 114 and 115 of Jungle Comics. I said, okay, I'll take it. I got lucky because 115 is not an elephant cover of Jungle, but 115 of Jumbo is. So the guy actually got me, if you could see here, I just kind of put this one in my lap right now. I wanted to see the condition. Pretty good condition on both. There's a big gap in age here, 40s and 50s. But yeah, so this is a really good find and one I didn't have. It's funny.
What number are you at now? How many do you have of elephant covers?
213. I've got 100 and I have to double check. Anywhere between 165 and 171. Ooh. I don't think I think I doubled up on a few and I double checked. Yeah, but there are those unicorns that are like Adventure 34 is the big one. Wonder Woman 9. I've seen a few Wonder Woman 9s, but not a lot. You'd be surprised, and not a lot in the US. It's a tough one. I actually had my hands on one, and I thought I was going to go to Orlando for MegaCon and get one. I didn't. We never had OrlandoCon. Yeah, nice colors on those books. Yeah, and a good story. The guy says I've got 114 and 115 of Jungle Comics if you want them. He goes $100 for both. I'm like, absolutely, I'll take them. That's not too far off, like 60 or 50 a piece in the condition that these would be in, except the fact that one's a Jungle and the other one was a Jumbo, and they both had elephant covers. And I asked if the guy collected elephant covers. He goes, no, these were like everything was just piled up in an old box. And I looked at what else was in the box. I took a few other, nothing really good. I'll be honest with you, not even like comics, a lot of newspapers and stuff. I just think, you get lucky sometimes with this stuff.
But have you ever had elephant jerky?
No.
Have you?
I've eaten a lot of crazy shit.
I had a friend who came back from Africa with like 10 different jerky bags of animals. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go ahead and eat turkey. I grew up in a house with a real ivory piano.
Maybe
so figured that out. Anyway, there we go. K Titus is here and everything else. All right, Knights. Oh, did you have anything for show and tell?
Well, no. I did get some old books.
Just show them. I love it when you show it.
They're not that old, but
we had a great time, by the way, on Baltimore Comic-Con with Stan Sakai. Like 3 or 4 times he was on, and he ended up winning the 2 big Ringo Awards. And we were talking backstage beforehand, and the man, he was the last 2 awards, and he didn't want to leave the green room. We didn't have to leave the green room. He stayed in the green room with us, and it was great. He was talking with people. Just great interaction. Oh, some nice Harveys. Nice.
Yeah, I stopped at this comic shop, which I wasn't even sure was still in business near Seattle. And thankfully, he said he's been doing great, except for Magic cards, I guess, because no one's playing Magic anymore. But he had tons and tons of cheapo comics. And I filled up, I have this like old style comic rack for my daughter, and I refilled it with a ton of, pretty cool old stuff. There's like a quarter each. And I grabbed these like Halloweenish looking ones. Just
nice.
But yeah, that's about it. You didn't have much. I looked at the war stuff. People just aren't showing up with Golden Age, really.
You're covering up that Neil Adams Avengers.
Oh yeah, the math. I do. I have
actually. I did get Starlin and Wrightson. Nice. Yeah, I actually got that signed by both of them when I first got it, and I gave it to my buddy Lewis. This was
obviously I love that cover.
Yeah, I like the story. Some people don't. I don't consider it a great Batman story.
I don't remember it at all.
It's just different. It's Jim Starlin.
But yeah, it's funny because I only have two Bernie books. That one and this one.
Number 7. Yeah.
All I got.
First Batman versus Bernie right up there. By the way, that's a Generation 3 Voltron Lions right there, correct? On your second show?
Guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the Matchbox one from the U.S. that I had. Probably got it in the mid to early 80s.
Nice. Yeah, that's. I think that was the first two are their Matchbox car style are Japanese,
and I found it in my mom's closet, and I took it out and played with it like for months before Christmas, and then I would put it back in there.
Nice. And then redid it. Nice.
I think she figured it out on Christmas Eve.
Nice. Great having Jeff here. Welcome, Jeff.
What's up, guys?
Heard the claim sale was great.
Nice thank you, man. Claim sale was awesome. It was so much fun. I'm going to do another one here November 13th and 14th. I think it's trying to make it a monthly thing. I'm going to put myself through a schedule. Every week, submit stuff to CGC. Just pick a day. Give them this date. You have all your stuff ready to shipped out and processed. And,
it's like fine art. When I was doing fine art, a lot of people would schedule art shows for themselves like 6 months out, even if they didn't have anything. Just a way of getting them to do something, or else they wouldn't.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we were just doing the show and tell portion. We showed some juggles. We got DS coming up next. Did you want to show anything? I want to shout out the chat. Comic Man Musings, great having you here. Howler Mouse, Anthony Purdue, great having you here. We're going to talk about that, Anthony, a little bit later. Absolutely. We're going to get into some Bernie Wrightson a little bit before we do some Spinner Rack and our last PCH show for the month.
Yeah, I got one pickup today. I mean, it came in the mail today. So
let's see it.
It's the cover to House of Secrets 92.
Nice.
No, it's
cover. Hello. Let's put this up.
God, I'm always the freaking worst at this goddamn thing.
That's all right. It's beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, look at the flamethrower. It's just messed up.
Russ Heath right there. That's one of my favorites of his work. I mean, it's one of the most brutal of all of the war covers.
That's brutal, man.
DS, as a war cover fan, that's one of your.
What does it say on that side? On the right side?
Classic cover.
Oh, cool.
Not me calling it classic cover. It's actually considered classic cover.
Well, that's a classic cover, but Chamber of Chills 19 is not. So
yeah, go figure. Not yet. Yeah, not yet. Right?
They change their minds.
But I will say this: if you ask me which one's the tougher book, I kind of think that War.
Yeah.
So tough book, Jeff. We gotta say tough book.
Tough book, man.
Tough book, man. Exactly.
5.5 too. I was happy with that.
Yeah, it's a great grade.
Yeah, that's one of the better flamethrower covers. It's got that Russ Heath, like not really negative space, but that heavy shading, and it's so dark. It's almost like a black cover, but it's just shadowing in the scene. That's one of my favorite flamethrower covers. That's a good one.
Nice. All right, DS. Let's see what you got, because it's nothing like Halloween. Oh, sorry, wrong person.
Yeah, so I picked my comic link wins finally came in. I say finally. I mean, I paid probably later than most people because I sent them a check, old school style. So got a little further back in the queue. So it took about a month, but I got two nice books. First one I got is from my Bronze Horror collection, Witching Hour 14, 9.4 white pages. Well above what I shoot for. I just shoot for like 90, 92 on bronze. So this is a 9.4 white pager, old label, Neil Adams cover, sci-fi horror, basically.
One of the best. Yeah, I love the Green Witch on the Neil Adams cover. I think.
Yeah, and I didn't think I was going to win this because these books and these grades are usually going, like some of the better ones, like this one, the Adams or Wrightson stuff. They're in the 200s in these grade range. So I just threw a bid out there and ended up getting it for like half that. So I don't know. Maybe it's not a good deal, but I felt like it was a real good deal for this book. Any of these solid Adams or Wrightson early 70s books in high grade are usually worth well over what I paid for this one. So, yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Nice. And then the other one I got is a book I've been looking for a few years. And it's not that I never see them, but it's usually lower grade. There's a lot on the census, but they're all low grade. So it's a nice Frazetta. I figure it's time to get it. Frazetta stuff's starting to move up. So I wanted to, sort of lock one down. This is a decent copy. It's the Wear 10.
Oh yeah.
Off-white. White. So I want a good page quality and just sort of a presentable, decent copy. And you get above 4.0, it starts to become pretty tough for this book. There's a lot of like 2s and 2.5s and 3.0s, cream off white, a lot of heavy tanning. So it's tough to find a good copy of this actually. And this one could be a little better. I mean, it's not the best copy in the world. The whites could be a little whiter, but overall, a pretty solid looking copy. Just one of the best Frazettas.
I was going to say it's ironic that it's on Bernie's birthday we get this thing here. It's one of the most. I was going to pull out one of the Frazetta pieces as the most influential outside of that science fiction one. This is the other one I always choose.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like it could have been drawn by Bernie in the 70s. You could see the influence from Frazetta.
Oh, it's a known fact that he worshipped Frazetta. He actually used to write letters to Warren magazine and send pictures in, and that's what he did when he was like a teenager in high school.
So yeah, the only thing, it's got this color breaking crease up here. Not ideal, but it's outside of the image and it's really thin. But yeah, not a perfect copy. But hey, it's Frazetta. His stuff's starting to really pick up. This is a big book. Prices on this have been down a little bit over the last year or so. So I think the prices on this are good right now. I think they're going to stay there. And this is one of the best Frazetta covers from the Golden Age. So yeah, really happy to get that. So that's it. Those are my Comic Link wins, and I was really happy to get both of those. And this was the first Golden Age book I won in an auction in I can't remember the last one I won. Months and months. So yeah, it was nice to finally score something cool.
Congrats, man! And if you want some help removing that white line, I have my kid's got some color pencils, man.
I was gonna send it to you if you can get like a blue ink and just fill it in.
Yeah, something that bleeds really nicely.
Get a higher grade. I think this would look really cool, the purple label too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
110 right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's not the best copy ever, but I mean,
it's beautiful.
It's a great book. I mean,
yeah,
it's in the Frazetta, in my opinion. You have to get it's a must Frazetta. It's a must.
There was a 5.0 that sold not long ago, but I don't think it looked that good. It had a lot of like tanning on it.
You have a lot of good colors on there with the blue. I mean, it's a really good book. I think that grade was affected so much by that color breaking crease that it didn't affect the integrity of the image on it. So I think you have a really good presenting 4.0.
Yeah, it's decent. Yeah. The prices on it are low. I think they'll go up you look at the famous funnies Frazetta stuff. Yeah, that's top notch, but this is right there with it. I mean, it's sort of like those have come up to the level of this, and I think Frazetta stuff has been down for a while, other than his original art, which has been through the roof forever. Now's the time to get some Frazetta Golden Age covers because they're really starting to sort of move, I think, steadily moving up.
I agree with you on that one.
I still need that famous Funnies 213 though, but I might have missed the boat on that with the way I've seen that go.
You got to find that in the wild now,
right? I mean, 4.0s, 4.5s are going like 2,000, 2,500.
Or just wait till the next wave. Let it cool down, do its thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're patient enough, you can find what you're looking for. It just takes a while, so I'll hold out on it. But I'll tell you, I passed up on like a VG of that for like $600.
Really? 600?
Hey, I've sold copies of that book, so for way less. Pass on them too, man.
Yeah,
man. I never had a Beware though. That Beware, I've never had it.
Yeah,
never owned it. So not yet. One of these days.
There's actually quite a few on the census, but if you look at the census for that book, there's a ton of low grades, and when you get to like 5.0, that's where the census drop is on that book, like 5.0. After that, there's some, but they're scattered on up. And when you get to 5.0 is when they really pick up, and the meat of the census is like 2.5 to like 3.5, most of them. So, I mean, the different books have different grade ranges. You want an EC book in a 4.0, that's low grade. But for Beware 10, a 4.0 is like upper mid grade for what the census is. So you got to look at that when you're buying books, where on the census it falls, to see sort of what caliber grade it is for that book, I think.
Yeah, at some point when you get into that place, that 0.5 is that escalator that takes it past because you can see the numbers 4.0, 4.5, 3.5. It's kind of it jumbles in there. But sometimes you go from a 4.5 to a 5 or 5.0 to a 5.5, and it'll be a huge leap just that little half point. So that's a good point.
So good stuff. It's one of those great things we get to do on the shows when we get to comment, and it's just great. But Weird Science 29 on my someday list. Yeah, let's put this up here because that's what it is. I kind of use those two books kind of leading into what I was going to talk about, which is Bernie Wrightson's birthday, and his influence is from the Golden Age and from other things, not just Rosetta. But if you want to grab a couple of things you want to, discuss or whatever like this, I'll show a few Bernie books, and then I'll hand off to a few. If anybody wants to show any other ones.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, just coming up, I've got my entire Wrightson collection here. I really was surprised that this is all I had. I don't have that many Wrightson books, so I'll just show them all in up.
Nice. I'll just breeze through this pretty quick, but I'm just going to show a few of my favorites that I have that are a little different than what you're used to seeing, I guess. So first up is one of my
born?
I don't know. He's about the same age as Howard. So you got to be 40 something, 40.
So he was born in the Golden Age.
Yeah.
Who? Wrightson was born 1948.
48?
48 to
2017,
I think.
Okay. So first signed book I ever got by him in person was this. This is the Doctor Strange, and I've never slabbed this one, and I hate touching this one, but I've got a few. I don't have my other copy of it, so I just want to show you. This is a wraparound cover, Doctor Strange that he did. It's a one-shot special edition. This is not expensive, but I did get it signed by him, and I have a few. This was before slabbing and stuff like that. Well, you could do that at cons. This was in the 90s. His first work ever, if you don't know, is inside this book, not the cover. It's inside here. But my favorite House of Mystery he did is this one. I don't know. This is very Frazetta-esque. Look at the arms going back, but it's a wolf. This could be a Golden Age cover of, Tales from the Crypt, or even what do you guys think of this one? I consider this one of his best works, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the gestures and the extended limbs and the muscles, kind of still skinny but powerful, make very Lou Fine-like feel to it. So I can see that kind of being in the Golden Age.
And the detail on the villain in the back,
Yeah, that's a great work. I'll pick up one of those at some point. My only criticism with that cover, and it's really not Wrightson related, is the color scheme. It's too cheerful.
Yeah,
happier. It's too cheerful. Like that needs darker colors, man. Like some deep reds or some dark greens or or even the purple darker. But it's too cheerful of the color scheme on that. But the art itself is fantastic, and I don't own that one yet. But I slowly pick them up when I find them in 9.0 or better, and that one's on my list to get someday.
Nice. Some of his Marvel works. His first Marvel work was this. Giant-sized Chillers #3.
Yeah, that's cool.
This character, the Gargoyle, kind of is over the next two books he did, which was the Tower of Shadows. You can see that kind of similar character there, but different storyline. And then the next one, which is one of the best covers out there for Wrightson right there, one of the best ones. And it says, "Oh, come on, man, there's nothing to see here. This turf is dead. These two hipsters sitting here, whatever they are in the 70s, post-hippie, post-60s right here. Beautiful work. Great job. It's 1970. Just some demon about to take out two people right there. And apparently they're based on two real people, but I don't know who. I've been trying to find that out. Night of the Gargoyle is one of the themes in Chamber of Darkness. And this is probably... There's the other one that the live artwork is currently right now, #8, available on eBay right now. So there you go. Of all the detective comics he did, or of all the Batmans he did, this is my favorite. Even it's kind of, you get shortchanged on it, but I just love the the you know the driver of the stagecoach is just amazing, and the horse just great. And that's another thing I'm going to shout out. Think of the Ghost Rider, Frazetta Ghost Rider, and the horse reminds me a little bit right there.
Do you think the full art for that is a much larger? I feel like it's probably got. I don't know if there is original art for it around, but it would have been nice to see the full art for that.
I'll have to ask. We'll have to ask Anthony, and when he comes on about it, he might have know about it. He's seen a lot of the stuff change hands. This is one of the later Marvel pieces he did. It's called The Tomb of Dracula. We all know it, but it's number 43. It's just different and really kick-ass. I don't know. This is one of my favorites of his as well. Just a truly ghoulish version of the vampire, and a panicked look on her face. One of the best covers of the whole run. In my opinion, it's the best cover of the whole run, outside of maybe number 1, just for its iconicness. But love this one. Great work there. Not going to show any Swamp Things we've all seen. Well, I'll just show you these. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times. These are the highest signed ones on the census, if that means anything, but it really is just I like having them. 296s, both signed by Bernie. There goes with that. But my favorite work, of course, is Frankenstein, and this is there. And my favorite piece I have of the Mr. Wrightson, and I'll just close it at this, is of course the original artwork I have done.
Nice, I like that a lot.
There you go. And that's just my Bernie. Happy birthday, Bernie, and miss you. And it's been, God, it's going to be 4 years next year. I haven't even seen that long.
How old was he when he died?
It was 4 years ago, so he would have been two. He was what, 58 when he died?
Yeah, it would have been like 69.
Yeah, 68.
69. 48.
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah. 2017 he died. Yeah, it'll be 4 years next year. Yeah.
Yeah, 69. I'll tell you, as I get older, 69 doesn't sound that old to me, honestly.
No.
It doesn't really sound that old.
Yeah, it's not. It's yeah. The distance between college to now of graduating college to now is that same distance. And I still act like I'm 13. So maybe our generation will live a little longer. Maybe we'll grow up one day.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I live, that long at least. But yeah, I mean, I just turned 45 this month, so 69 doesn't seem as old to me as it would have when I was 25. It's getting up there, but today 69. It seems like most people get there.
How old was the Black Panther guy?
Yeah,
43. Chadwick was 43.
Yep.
So, but of the Wrightsons, there was one other one I had that. The rest. I mean, I'm not going to show any Swamp Things, but that's just my opinion of some of my favorite works that are very Golden Age-esque influences are just cool. I definitely see those Tower Shadows, and especially
I saw that artwork sold.
Oh yeah.
43.
How long ago?
43,000. That was in.
It's got to be 6 figures now.
I didn't look at the price, but these are some of my favorite ones.
Frankenstein. Yep.
I saw these. I went to in the 90s. I went to the Words and Pictures Museum. It was this awesome building in Massachusetts that the Eastman, I think it was Eastman, the guy with the long hair of the Turtles. He loved original art, so he made a comic art museum, and that was there for a while, but unfortunately it closed. But I went there and got to see all kinds of awesome stuff, and he had his personal collection up there, and he also had there was a lot of Bernie in that show, and I got to see that up close and personal. That was amazing.
Nice. What you were showing is available in this. This is a portfolio signed by Bernie that came out in the 80s. I got lucky enough to get that to be seen. I got the whole run of them. from a guy who had a shop that was selling them. And inside those have,
Oh, that's nice.
and it's got 7 or 8 of them.
And the book's great.
Oh yeah, I have the book. My favorite piece is the book. Oh, and then they have the press with the address of the guys who put it out, like a fax thing. But
That's cool.
yeah, my Frankenstein, I have the signed Frankenstein.
If I got to get one signed, though, I think I would go for that.
Master of the Macabre. I like that book, and that's one of the ones I was going to say. If you're interested in Bernie Wrightson and want to really read anything about him, get this series. When we were talking eyeball covers, I was thinking of this. I was like, I couldn't remember what the book is, but yeah, you can get Master of the Macabre or any of these hardcover books and enjoy his work. But yeah, these things are great. The portfolios, pieces. I mean, this is literally tells the story of. I mean, it's such a good illustrated version of the Mary Shelley Frankenstein, which is not like the Universal one, much more like that crappy one with Robert De Niro, who is still the worst casting person. That he gets cast the worst in almost everything. Either it's really good, either it's a gangster, or it's Jake LaMotta, or it sucks. And that's it with Robert De Niro, in my opinion. Either he's a gangster or a criminal, and everything else is just, I just don't like him in my own opinion.
Who are you talking about? De Niro?
Either he's a psycho, because I love Max Cady and Travis Bickle, so great characters. So. All right, so nice Tunney. Yeah, Gene Tunney. So anybody else want to show? Oh, let's go ahead, DS. Show your.
I'll show you my whole Wrightson collection, which I thought I actually had more, but I really don't have that many. So I'll just run through them quick. I only got 6 Wrightson books. I have a couple of CGC, I think, and maybe there's a couple Raws in here somewhere. But this one is my second upgrade, so it's my 3rd copy. First Wrightson cover, Web of Horror 3, 1970. So yeah, I upgraded this to a 9.0 white pages. It just happens to have a Frank Werner signature on it, which was incidental to my purchasing of it. But whatever.
It's good.
So, yeah, the best thing about this is the back.
Yep.
It's just like the virgin cover, and I love this because it's such a striking scene. It's so evocative. You can feel the cold and the wind in it, and it's uncluttered. I mean, the whole top of this is just the sky. So it's just a really, really eerie scene. Yeah, I like that one. So yeah, really happy to have this in a 9.0 white pages. And then I've got some slabbed comic that was magazine size, obviously. First, Bernie Wrightson professional work that we showed earlier, House of Mystery 179. Neil Adams cover, Bernie Wrightson on the interior. And 9.2 on this, 9.2 off white. This is a really tough book to find in high grade. I bought this with 100% with eBay bucks. So that was like a sort of a free book. I would never have spent this much on it probably with the eBay books, but I was able to get it for free. So yeah, I was really happy to get that. This one, not a super expensive one, but a black cover, so it's tough to find one without any real major defects. House of Secrets 103. A lot of negative space on that. Nice black cover. 9.0 white pages. This is an upgrade. I had a 7.5 of this, but I found this one for reasonably priced in an auction. So I picked that up. It's also a candle cover. Here's another candle cover. I just posted this on my Instagram a couple hours ago. Another black cover that's tough. DC Super Spectacular 4. I got an 8.0 of this. This I'd like to upgrade into the 9s, but man, that's tough. Again, on the back though, sort of like the Virgin cover. Yeah, that's a nice one there.
That's really one of my favorites right there.
Yeah, this is square bound, thick, and
it's tough to find in high grade. It's
1971 square bound in a high grade is tough.
Yeah, and especially the black cover and everything.
Do they always have the covers on the back on that title?
No.
Yeah, I don't know from that title.
No, a lot of them had ads. Those ads for the flying thing. If you look at the old Shazams and stuff, but the weird one I
want to upgrade. But I'll tell you when I get to the next book. But Swamp Thing 1,
beautiful.
decent wrap on this, decent centering. So 8.0 off white to white, not bad. This is a decent copy. I was picking these up left and right raw whenever I could find them, like for the last 2 years, and I got an 8.0 on one, so I kept it. The other ones I sold. I think I sold JD one that was pretty close to it.
I bought 2 raws from you.
Oh, did you? Okay, yeah. I mean,
I think the grades we got was a 9.0 and an 8.5.
Yeah, so some decent copies I've had. I kept that one, and then that matches this one, House of Secrets 92, obviously classic, 8.0 off white to white. So obviously this one will be much more expensive to upgrade. 9.0 range on this is pretty pricey. There's not a lot above 9 out there. So what I'll do is I'll upgrade this at some point, and whatever I upgrade this to, I will just go out and buy a matching one of this, because I really think do go together and they should have matching grades. So they do right now, but I would like to get at least 9s. If I get crazy enough, I'll buy a 9.0 or 9.2 of this, but otherwise I'm just going to hunt for a nice raw copy or make a trade or do a deal at a con or something, but I'm not in a hurry to do it. No. But right now I got 2 nice copies, so these are my lowest. Horror books are these 3 8.0s. Everything else I have is above 9, so yeah, not bad.
Excellent. Yeah, we spoke to Weezy Simonson this weekend in Baltimore, and she was on 2 panels, but I had her in a green room for a little while talking to her, and she noticed I was going through some books, and I literally didn't even. To find irony, I picked up House of Secrets 1992 and went like this. She's like, "Oh, yep," and that's her. I love that. That's Weezy Simonson. One of my favorite stories when I first heard it. And then, she likes signing them. She says, yeah, I've signed a bunch of them. I said, yeah. So anybody else want to talk about Bernie before we get the spinner rack going?
What's your best Bernie? Come on, Guru.
I mean, I don't have a lot of, I do have Bernie, but like Bernie was big for me when I was, because of the Swamp Thing. And I really liked Swamp Thing because of the TV show at the time. And one of the very first books, if not the biggest book the first biggest book I ever bought was A House of Secrets 92 as a kid. I split it with a friend of mine. The dealer was like, it's the nicest copy I've ever seen. It's signed by Bernie Wrightson. He had I think as a VF or something. But back then, this was early 90s. All right, it was $200. That's a lot of freaking money. Yeah. And my friend had a job at the time and had the money. And it's like, let's just split it. I'll pay you back. And so, we bought the book, and then I don't think I saw that book after that show. And I reached out to my friend, and he still had it. And about 3 years ago, I got it from him. And he's like, it's at my mom's house. It's somewhere. I was like, I don't know what that means. Is it mangled? Is it not mangled? He pulled it out. We met up. I gave him like half a fair market on it. And so I finally got my childhood book back like 3 years ago.
Nice.
Super excited about it.
Let's put it on the big screen.
And it's still one of my most favorite books in my collection just because of the personal to it. And then here's the signature. It's not a small signature, man. He went all out on this one.
Yeah, he signs the whole book. Yeah,
this is it right here, guys. It's here. Hey, just so you know, that's my name, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
nice,
big and bold, gold. And so for Bernie,
the biggest one I have is Inside the Frankenstein. It takes up almost the whole book.
Yeah, so I think it's in pretty good condition, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's got to be at least an 8.0, 8.5. I mean, we'll see. I haven't pressed it or anything. It's just been sitting the way it is. I don't plan to get it graded. Just consider my personal. I have a Spidey 122 that I bought as a kid that had Stan Lee sign it. It was free. There was no line. I could sit and talk to him, and I color touched the heck out of it because it deserved to be a better looking book. And I finally opened that up after many, many years. And boy, I went to town with the colors on it. I saw the bleed through. I mean, blue and black and red. Oh, man, I still have that one too. But that's not going anywhere. See, it's just personal things that mean something. That's a great book.
This is the Frankenstein Volume 1. And right here on the inside, you can see the signature. It goes the whole length of the artwork there. Yeah. And I have him sign a few other. I have his signature on a bunch of things, but this is the one here. I was like, the best ending to the book. The monster.
Such a cool book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that book when I get some more space. I don't have a lot of space in here.
These are hard to find. The first edition with the dust cover still hard to find, but you can find them in bookstores. Like I told the story behind this is exactly what it is. Found it, got it, real cheap, love it. You know, and surprised about the signature on the inside, and yeah, I mean, this has been. It was one owner, and that was it. So, we got the spinner rack ready.
It's getting ready almost.
It's almost there. So, in the chat, I wanted to shout out. Where is Anthony Perdue had a great. I love this one. Master Macabre with a great story. The story is Jennifer the Laughing Man. Yep. It's a great book. He said something here. First, great story by Howler Mars. First time I met Bernie, he was at a great talk and a bunch of comics. Halfway through the signing, he started laughing. I don't know why. I drove 2 hours home and start a video. During the video, I found out they only signed in the first half, fake signing the last half. He had a sense of humor. That's great. Fun stuff. I mean, he was one of those guys that we just love. But I want to get that comment from there, which there it is.
Oh, I wanted to show you
Oh yeah,
spooky horror books that I have.
Necromons.
We were talking about that a few. The H.R. Giger, really cool artist of the aliens. But yeah, these books are pretty freaky.
Oof.
That on the front.
Don't do drugs and look at these.
Too late.
Don't mess around. Don't mess around with the Necronomicon either, man.
Yeah, don't mess with that stuff. Seriously.
Pretty cool.
All right, let's see. I think I got this thing up. Let me get this going. And share.
I did see that, Big Will. I did see Alex Ross taking pre-orders, and I reached out to Sal. I'd like to see that one, what that's going to look like.
Yeah, I bet you Alex Ross doing a Frankenstein homage would be awesome.
Oh, that would be good. Maybe.
Anything. Yeah, Ross is the man's a workhorse. He's painting.
He's definitely getting better, I feel.
I tell people this, and I was on a show with Big Will about a year and a half ago with White Whale, and I was talking about Bernie Wrightson and Buscema, and Mike Mignola and Alex Ross in particular. And Big Will's a big fan of Alex Ross, and I say nobody have I watched their career blossom like Alex Ross from, if you go all the way back to like Secret Wars 2 and early stuff like that. It was cluttered, just cluttered, and it was great. But the way it is now, he has become truly the iconic cover artist of our day. I mean, hands down, he wins. No doubt. Great point, Big Will. So that's great. All right, so let's go over this one. We have adventure number 32. The first one titled Adventure Comics. The other ones before that were called New Adventure. That's the first time the new is dropped. That's the big thing about this.
I don't know why as a kid you'd pick this over like a pulp. Maybe you couldn't buy pulps as a kid. I don't know. But like, this doesn't seem all that interesting, I guess.
Well, I would probably buy this because it's got colored pictures on the inside, and I'm fellow kids. I don't want the black and white with mostly writing. I want pictures. I want color.
Yeah, I might not know. You might get 3 pages of pictures in pulps.
I mean, this is 38. You might not even know what the hell this is unless you could hold it in your hands. It would look like a pulp, I would guess.
Or a maybe novel. I mean, the dime novels were out there.
Yeah, the kids
probably meant something else back then,
Yeah, I know, but these days you have video games and you have movies with special effects and you have all kinds of toys and fancy stuff. Back then, a colorful cover of this, these guys are fighting a raft with sharks circling. That's far more exciting in view of what else is populating their world entertainment-wise than it would be today. So I think that would grab kids back in the day, whereas it wouldn't today.
Right. Kids today, I mean, we're only 20 years removed maybe from the you know, some of you people in the chat are probably from that era that collected Pogs and shit, you know. So think about that, you know. You guys collected round freaking bottle caps.
I mean, think about when this book came out, there's no TV, essentially, no TV. Not everybody has a car. Cars are still new, and not everybody has them. And there's no traffic lights. There's a cop in the middle of intersections directing traffic with a sign. A lot of places don't have electricity, running water yet. I mean, it's not high tech in the 30s, man. And there's the Depression going on. You know.
Yeah, my grandma lived in the Bronx, and she told me they would play baseball in the street.
Yeah.
And they would still get ice delivered up into the apartment because they didn't have a real fridge.
Yeah, I mean, most people didn't have refrigerators back then. So, I mean, you got radio, and then you got, bright, colorful comic books with a killer action scene in the ocean with sharks circling. Yeah, I think it's badass back then. I like this one anyway. All
right, you're selling me
an early adventure.
I'll take one of those.
Nice.
It's 1938 too, so there isn't going to be a lot of other more superhero stuff yet to take it away. That's as adventure-like as it, for the most part, got.
Yeah, I think I would take this over this one.
Yeah, I would too.
But this is hard to find now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this I would say the Adventure 32. I've seen a few of them. 32, 31 New Adventure, and 34. I have only seen that.
You ever have this, Jeff?
No, I haven't. I mean, these early detective covers pre-Hero were pretty awesome. There's some really good ones.
Yeah, these early texts for me are hit and miss. They're either awesome or they're just decent. They're still good, but this one is good. But some of them knock your socks off with the noir feel, and this one it's good, but it's not as good as some of the other ones. But it's totally different than the adventure stuff.
Yeah. So a year later, in 1939, superheroes are gaining some traction. Not too crazy yet, but they're gaining some. It's pretty good Superman.
Yep.
I think this is the first issue that he becomes regular on the cover. Yeah, it's always Superman after this point.
Yep.
And what is that, a barrel off a tank, basically, off a cannon?
Off that cannon, yeah. Could be better, I guess. War, had just broken out in Europe a month ago. So I guess they could think maybe it had something to do with that, although there weren't really biplanes, which I see one in the distance on that one. I'm not sure what they're doing with that. I like the yellow around the S on his chest there. It's kind of interesting. That doesn't last long. And I believe there's not many, or this might be the only one where the Action Comics is green. And some people, like or dislike this one because of that. I used to have it. It was a good one. Oh, and a little guy named Alex Schomburg did his first cover for Timely this month. Very cool book.
That's a nice sci-fi book that I would get at some point if I could find one and afford it.
Very tough to come by.
Good luck.
Even harder to find like a nice condition or one that hasn't been worked on is really tough.
Isn't this also only Timely's second book or third book at this point?
I think it's the third book, maybe. I can't remember.
It's like second or third comic they put out.
Yeah, because we had Marvel Mystery 2 before this.
So the Marvel Comics 1 and then Marvel Mystery 2 and then Daring.
Yeah, this might be the third. Can't remember exactly.
Yeah,
I should.
awesome. I like that.
And you're gonna pay. God, entry to this is at least $5,000.
I would have bought this off the newsstand for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tied up bondage, one of the first bondage covers as it's known.
Sci-fi.
I would put $5,000 towards one of these if I could find one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like it comes up very often. The last one I saw was a conserved copy, which looked decent. And I almost bought it, but
that was a nice one.
Yeah, I didn't, and I've seen since it's gone to a couple different people, and I look at that, I'm like, man, I like that was one of the ones that was on eBay, and I went to look at it, and I was gonna buy it, and I held off, and I did that a few times, and I just didn't pull the trigger on it, and it was a nice copy.
Yeah, totally. It's too bad that there wasn't any interesting character that lasted a long time on the cover or anything, but it's by far, I think, the best Daring cover.
Yeah.
And we got an early Arrow cover here. Funny pages for the entire family, really. I don't know about that, but yeah.
What's up with the criminal? Is he wearing like a bag on his head or something? Or is it a snake head?
Where?
It's Red Hood.
You mean
No, the
which
guy getting
one?
knocked out, the villain.
He got his chin popped up. His
Yeah.
head's tilted back.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's his neck you're seeing, yeah.
I
He has
can't
a fade. He just got an uppercut. But
He just broke his neck. Oh, it's all right.
It looks like a cobra for a head to me from here, but I don't know.
Arrow. Oh, here you go.
Here you go, DS.
Iron Giant.
Yeah, that's a good one. I have a copy of this. These are surprisingly affordable and really rare. You don't see these early Smash comics very often, and they're cheap when they come up. They don't seem to go for that much. I got mine for a couple $100, but this one I bought from Heritage, and they had it listed as like good or good plus. I agree with the grade, but it has a chunk torn off a page inside, which cuts into the panel. They didn't catch that. I don't know if that's gonna. It'll definitely garner a note from CGC when I get it graded. I would like to know that. Would I have still bought it? Probably. So it wasn't a huge deal, but it's tough enough to find one. It's not like you're gonna pass up on it if you're looking for it.
Do you buy Graders Notes ever?
Well, I bought this raw off of Heritage.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I do buy Graders Notes. I'll buy Graders Notes on like a bigger purchase.
500 or more, I buy Graders Notes.
Might be iffy, like, you know what I mean? But I don't just buy them all the time. Like that Rare 10, 4.0, off-white to white, I didn't buy Graders Notes for it. But I will sometimes if a book looks awesome and it's like a 3.0, I might buy the Graders Notes just to see.
Sometimes I buy them on like when I buy some old Bronze Age old slab 9.2s and 9.4s. I always read the Graders Notes, and they usually just say dent, dent, dent. So I can't wait to just open them up and get them pressed. And
if there's an expensive CPR candidate book that I'm looking at, I might buy the notes, like a Hulk 181 that might be pressable.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the few times I've probably done that, maybe 10 or 12 times, it's not like it's not 100% reliable to get the notes and know what you're getting, because a lot of times what you find is not exactly matched up with the notes. Like the notes are there, but it's not. It doesn't give you as much detail as you think it might. That's what I'm saying. It's helpful, but it's not definitive.
Yeah. Sometimes it's you're just like, what? I just paid $15 for this for nothing.
The Graders
Notes. If you are like on the fence and you're like, God, I don't know if I should do this because this is a lot of money, then it's always good to do the Graders Notes at least. Then you could reassure yourself a little bit. And most probably you'll be bidding against someone else who has them. And we got a number one. This top notch. I like the number 2 more than this one because it's got the first swastika in comics, but still a pretty interesting book, I guess.
Blackstone.
And nice Lufine.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, it's Lufine.
It's Lufine.
I like that pod, that green pod guy is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one I want. That's one of them. I want that one, and there's the other one that I talked about. What number is that, Jeff? I can't remember.
5 and 6 is usually the big ones for Wonder
15
World.
or something.
Which I'm sorry. Which what are you asking?
The one you have, you got like a 5.0 or something of it. The one that I didn't.
Oh, like with the destroying the city with the big raven.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, I want to say 12. Shoot, I don't remember. I'm sorry, 12 or 15.
Yeah, I like
that.
this one a lot too.
This one's great.
Great.
Then move on to 1940. DC still too chicken to put a identifier on the enemy on the covers yet. So they have like generic. He's fighting generic soldiers instead of the real enemy. Although USA isn't at war yet, but war's been going on a year. But I do like that nice yellow What do you guys think of the yellow insignia?
Yeah,
All right with it. It works for that time.
Different.
yeah,
Kind of looks like it dates it in time. I like that.
Mhm.
yeah.
I didn't know it dated it in time until tonight. I didn't even realize it until tonight, really. I don't know. It's cool. I like it.
I love this one.
Oh yeah.
I used to have this, and I got a good price, but it's one of those that you let go, and you're like, oof, because
Yep.
that's so iconic, and it reminds me of the TV show.
Absolutely. That's why I've always said that if there's one Batman book non-key I want, it's number 3.
Yeah, black cover Batmans from the Golden Age are really
Yeah.
kick-ass.
Here's a big Spectre for you.
Yeah. 62. Yeah. Oh,
I thought this one was great.
MLJ at its finest right there.
Mhm.
That machete is about to
God, I love MLJ covers.
oof.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I-
there's
Nobody
probably
cares about the Shield. It's every Pep Comics with the Shield. The Shield is the least one we look at. He had Archie on his shoulder. Even on what was it, 38? He had Archie on his shoulders. We cared more about Archie. Yeah,
There's probably less than 20 on the census for that too.
yeah.
Yeah, I never see this.
I never see any of these early Peps.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the first swastika on action. This is 1941.
Nice.
Little tiny swastika. He's still got the yellow. And I used to have this, and I showed a friend who's wasn't really, he liked some Silver Age comics, but he wasn't into Golden Age. And I always laughed because he said, like, I'll tell you one thing, that German soldier is not going to be feeling too good in like 1 second.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. And then we got, this is a pretty well-known one.
Check on this one, huh?
This is the
Never
first
had
appearance of a crystal ball in a comic, right? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
I always, big money. If I was putting big money into Wonder Woman, then I wanted to get a sensation or a Wonder Woman 1, not this.
Just because she's not on the cover.
This is
I don't
where
know.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's a kind of a cool cover to begin with Dr. Fate and Hourman and Spectre and everybody on it. But yeah, I get your point because it's the first appearance of Wonder Woman.
It's like a enthusiasm you can't share with anyone except super diehard comic collectors. Because you could get lots of people to buy into the hype of like a Sensation 1. Oh, it's our first cover ever, or Wonder Woman #1. They'd be like, wow. And this, you'd be like, read that text up there on the top. It says first. Yeah, that means she was in that book for the first. It's just like, ugh.
I'm trying to think if I would have bought this off the rack. I mean, it looks like Hourman and Starman are trapped in a snow globe.
Yeah.
Hell, but
Spectre's like, just hold on, we'll be there soon.
we're coming.
The best part of this cover is Spectre. It doesn't. I don't think this would grab me on the newsstand. The Spectre might sell it, but yeah, it's underwhelming.
The pages of every now and then I'll see the inside, and the Wonder Woman pages are pretty nice. I have to say though.
Let me ask you this though: that All-Star 8, I feel like 5 years ago, I didn't see that out there that much at all, and now I see it a lot more.
Yeah.
You never see this come up for sale, and I considered it to be this really rare book, but now I see them all the time. I don't know if it was just me not having an eye for Golden Age back then or what.
No, the movie brought out tons of them.
I mean, it's
Well, the sales of them brought out tons of them.
skyrocketed more than probably a lot of the other books. That's skyrocketed. I mean, on its own merit. It when the movie came out and they were announcing it and stuff, it kind of flew. I mean,
This book, it had multiple jumps. It jumped one tier, and then it jumped a second tier, and then once it hit a certain price point, it dropped. And now you can buy this book for the same price that you could have bought it back in like 2000 and probably 15.
Yeah.
16.
Okay.
I mean, it hit a peak. I mean, I sold my 5.0 I had of this book for numbers that I'm still rarely seeing them sell for at this point. And it was like I got out at the right time. Not to say, I never loved this cover. I bought it just because of what it was, but like I can't even owning it, I couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I love Sensation 1 better than Wonder Woman 1 and All-Star 8.
Yeah, and books like this that make me have the confidence as a dark GA collector or the credibility or something when I talk to like superhero key collectors and they're like, oh, you're just a cover collector. And then it's books like this that the superhero collectors are like, nah, but the cover sucks. Yeah, I get it. That's the key point is the cover. So I collect covers. Yeah, is that shallow or whatever? I mean, you get one like this, a lot of people aren't big on it because the cover's not great and she's not on it. So the cover makes a big difference.
Yeah. I remember because I was looking for Wonder Woman stuff before the movie, and there weren't too many of these, but they started to keep coming, and then there was tons of them and a lot more Wonder Woman ones, but Sensation 1 just always remained difficult. And I think it's still a pain now. It's just one of those books where like I'd go to cons and ask, and there's like, yeah, right, no one.
I would probably, out of the three, if I were going to pick one to own, I'd probably pick Wonder Woman 1.
Mm-hmm.
First in title, and it's a cover. It's just more of a well-rounded book to own. Sensation would probably be number 2, and this would be number 3.
It would be great to have all 3 of them, though.
yes, it would. Why pick? Just get all 3.
Yeah, just get all 3.
Yeah. My bad.
Here's the
clock. This is the first masked hero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Considered.
And he's actually looking kind of cool here.
Yeah.
I like the brick wall with a V, and then he's got the Tommy gun. Yeah, that's cool.
Got his name on there. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Crack Comics trade dress too. The title, it just looks cool. I don't know.
Oh. Here's one where I was like, I'm going to collect all the swastika covers. Nope. This probably is the most expensive. Well, besides Cap 1, probably. This is the second most expensive one because it's Archie's first appearance.
You can get the reprints of the Super Comics. I think it was when they redid it and get that version.
I'll tell you though, I don't hear the same complaints about this as I do for All-Star 8 though. Because although Archie's not on the cover, this cover is bad to the bone.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a really good point.
Nobody complains about he's not on the cover for this one.
Yeah. Well, Batman 1 for Prince of the Joker. Do you complain about that? Batman 1 for Prince of the Joker. Do you complain that Joker's not on it? You still like Batman 1.
Yeah.
Right? So Pep 22, no Archie, but it's just a great cover.
Yeah, it is a great cover. I think the maybe slightly less expensive, slightly. They have the Canadian version of this is real cool too, and I think that's rarer than this one even.
Yeah, we were saying it's a Super Comics.
Was that Super Comics?
Yeah, I think it's called Super Comics.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I didn't remember the name of it, so yeah, okay.
Batman 1 though is an awesome cover, I feel, by itself. And if it had an early Joker on it, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be as good. But I love that his the splash page is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Batman 1 is a better cover than Superman 1. I don't like Superman 1 cover very much.
Oh, I don't know about that, but that's right.
It looks like it reminds me of that company in the 80s that had those infomercials, and it was like the Franklin Mint. They always sold those plates and the plaques and all their crap.
Because it's legit. It's like legit one of the top 3 comics ever.
It is one of the top 3 comics. Well, I don't know if it's one of the top 3. But, the Superman 1 cover, it doesn't do it for me. It's like a poster more than like a scene or something. I don't know. That it's got that round thing with like the ribbon writing on the bottom. It's like a photo or something, or like a plaque. It's like a plaque.
You know what Superman 1 is? Superman 1 is Spidey 300. This is McFarlane's version if he was in the Golden Age. Okay, that's it right there. This is McFarlane in the Golden Age. What he would have. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
but
Spidey 300 version with Superman in
he's
1939.
I don't know, the font or something about it reminds me of like buildings, the way those buildings looked, like that Empire State's building. I don't know, something about it. I'll
Got an Art Deco style to it.
Yeah,
It does. It does have a style. It's just I don't know. It's an odd comic book cover. I don't know. The back cover is kind of cool though.
Super Magician's got some great covers, man. That and Shadow Comics, Super Magician, they all had some really great stuff, and they just don't get.
That the same publisher?
Street and Smith.
Yeah, still Street and Smith.
Oh, okay.
But you know they don't get a lot of appreciation, but they're freaking awesome.
Well, I think part of it is if the cover's not good, it sucks. There's no in between with Street and Smith. Either the cover is terrible or it's really good, and these are tough to find. There's so many volumes. It's tough to keep track of which issue is which. They all have multiple volumes and multiple issues, and a lot of them never show up. People don't get exposed to them that much. Some of these, like this one, I don't think I've ever seen this come up for sale ever. This is probably the first time I've ever seen it right now.
Yeah, I don't recall ever, or if you do, somehow you miss it. I don't know. I like this one. It's one of those books where you feel like it's modern almost, like it's some style, you know, today, like that Batman animated cartoon style or something.
Totally.
1941, though. Have you had one of these, Jeff?
I don't think so. I don't believe I ever
The
had.
colors look amazing. I'm just curious if it really looks that vibrant. It's pretty, really bold. Oh, that's a good one. Weird Comics. Hitler, I assume.
Yeah.
And Churchill in there too.
Wow, I've never seen that one before.
I agree with you.
Churchill.
I agree with you on that. Master of the Macabre.
I don't see that.
How are you? He asked a good question. Why is Superman more than Batman one?
Rare.
Rarer for sure.
It's a year earlier.
It's earlier, and I think there was quite a bit of Batmans. I forget the number of it, but somebody said this. It's something like 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 more Batman ones than there is Superman ones.
Oh, okay.
I have to look
And
at
it's pretty early. It's still like the I think 6th or 7th or 5th. It's right around there for cover appearances of Superman.
Right.
Whereas Batman 1, I think, is quite a bit more.
Well, you get
quite a bit more.
29, 30, 1, 32.
Yeah, but Batman's got the first appearance of the Joker, which is massive. Superman 1 is just it's just the first title.
Yeah, but you
Batman 1 is
time.
Look.
Yeah.
The time period. It's way earlier.
You also have the first Catwoman in it. On top of that.
Well, I'll give you a Batman for Superman 1 no matter what. I'll make it happen. And we got another one here.
Now, I was going to ask you about some Wonder Worlds for you guys that collect them and everything else. How many of this run, of this issue, with their 40 or so books, right? Is that how many there are, give or take?
Give or take mid-30s or something, mid-30s for both.
So, of all of them, do you think it's completely a different book now at this point, right? I mean, the Wonder Worlds that we saw with the Lou Fine and everything else were much different. I don't know who did this one.
I don't know who the artist is.
Yeah,
they had a number
of superhero now.
Superheroes. They went completely
the war.
Superhero. Yeah, I mean, Wonder World changed completely. Yeah.
Although this is pre-Pearl Harbor in this, so.
Yeah, it was just one of those things about that book. I always questioned the Wonder Worlds. So.
Yeah, the Wonder Worlds, the Mystery Man. I mean, they all just kind of transition in some direction. Weird Comics. They started one way, even the middle was one way, and then the end finished differently. But it was awesome because there's such a good variety of war and horror, superhero.
Yeah, this one is actually uncredited, but my comic shop with a question mark says it's Louis Casanova.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I don't know what that means. Yeah. Oh, the question mark is they're guessing, or
Yeah, I guess it looks like he did a lot of work on this title at this
Yeah.
range.
yeah.
But a lot of these covers are uncredited, and so they're just guessing, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, once the flame hits, it sort of becomes a bit different. Prior to that, I don't think the flame was in the early ones, right?
No, I think he comes up later on.
Wonderworld is he's early.
Yeah.
Flame.
Yeah, I guess he is. I don't know. I don't own any of them. I wish I did.
Yep.
So
Anyway,
this would be, the equivalent of what, like a kid's book that would show a hero fighting Putin or something, or like the North Korean guy. I don't know, because we weren't at war back then.
well,
So
yeah, we wouldn't be getting these books today. We'd be getting the babysitting books and shit. All right.
Oh God.
I don't even know. I mean, where would I guess they'd get your news from the radio or magazines?
Newspapers were the number one in the country. They were two in New York. They were printing them in the morning and the evening. Remember the evening paper?
Oh wow,
Was
that's
it
right.
just
Evening
newspaper?
edition.
Evening edition was a big deal because I delivered evening edition newspapers all the way through the 80s. I mean, to the end of the 80s. I mean, delivered new newspapers. My family was doing it forever. We delivered the evening editions.
So you're like crazy uncle who'd be like, you'd be like, where the hell are you going? Like, no, I gotta get that evening paper. And you're like, oh,
Yeah,
geez.
no, everybody was like, there were people that would get mad if it wasn't there at 5:00 p.m. I mean, I had to get
the guy who's on your phone all the time right now.
I had to get it to all the bars and stores that were open at night, barbershops and shit. Them first. I had to deliver newspapers in the morning and then in the evening. You had to do it twice. 2 different editions. A lot of shit was the same, but
Get an air ace.
Man, it's pretty violent.
I was gonna say, Jesus.
I mean, it's big. The tiger's digging into the guy's back in the front.
Got him.
It's Carol Baskin's tiger and her husband.
The story what happened to Carol Baskin's husband there.
Yeah, we know.
Kittens, there you go. We'll call that the first appearance of Carol Baskins.
Carol-
First and last appearance of Mr. Baskins.
Oh God.
Now this is 42, so we're in war now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Painted cover.
Legend, if you're still here, man. You are. Check that out.
The Alex Ross.
The Alex
painted
Ross
cover.
variant.
Painted cover variant. Get that one, you know.
Gotta love this book. Oh,
I always love this one.
that's a cool one.
Underwater classic.
Yeah.
Although I'm not quite sure how Batman's breathing. He's got a tank on. Oh no, that's a welding tank, I guess. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well,
But it is cool.
it's got shark repellent, so
Really
It
like
has a
this
good
cover.
graphical quality to this. Nice composition.
I like how he goes over top of the title. I always like that when they let the image go over top of the
Yeah.
I always like that. I think that's cool.
And I don't feel like DC did that often, but maybe I'll be on the lookout for that. Got a burning one. Cooking her up.
yeah.
That's got the blue in the background above.
That's a great jungle. The blue ones, yeah.
You don't see the blue very often.
They scatter around the blue.
Look at that spear going right through there, Jeff.
Dang.
Oh yeah, it's going right through the guy, right?
Yeah,
Good Lord.
ever watch some of, if you look at the Jungle comics, that happens quite a bit. There's one I have on a guy's impaled completely through his neck. Both sides, you see. Right here, it's like this. So it's great.
Well, for
So
graphic,
is this the equivalent of like the Faces of Death movie, you know?
Oh jeez.
When you're a kid, look at this Jungle comic. Look at it.
Faces of Death. Wow, that's a reference I've heard forever.
It's another MLJ classic right
Yeah,
here.
Fujitani's at his best.
That's
this
this
is good.
has got to be so expensive if that went for sale right now. I would have to say.
There is one for sale right now, and I've talked to the seller of it, and I didn't work out a deal. It's got some weird spine issue going on, but I'll tell you, I think a 3035 for me, I value it around 6 to 65. But sellers don't want to take that. They're at like 7, a little over 7 on a 3035. I would do 6 to 65 on a 3035 range, good looking copy. So, yeah, there's a few copies that's floating around. I think there's one on one of the auctions right now going on, either Comic Link coming up or Heritage or something. There's one coming up. It's like a 4.0.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a year when a lot of these were
out there, and there's a 3.5 on eBay, and 3.5 is the one I'm talking about. It's got a weird spine issue. It's like if tape was removed and it pulled the color, and it's got some like pieces of paper missing. It's a little off-putting, but I mean, it's not a bad otherwise book.
Yeah, several years ago, this book got extremely popular and hot, and then a bunch came out, and then it kind of cooled off because there's so many in the marketplace. You probably could have got a 5.0 for like 10.
Yeah. I mean, I have never spent 10 on a book ever yet, but I've spent 5, and I will spend 6 or 65 on one of these if I can find a nice copy. But I'll be patient. It's out there, but it's a killer book. I like it a lot.
And again, what's the least interesting part of this cover?
The shield every
The
time.
shield.
He's irrelevant. He's fucking irrelevant. I'm sorry.
And I'll tell you another thing. This is always a double hypodermic needle. I'm not sure that those are needles. I think they almost look like streams of gas because there's poison gas in that syringe that he's firing, and I think those are streams of gas. But I'm not 100%. You can't tell exactly. I'm not 100% sold that that's a hypodermic needle and not streams of gas because that thing is labeled gas. He's shooting gas at her or something. I think. It's hard to tell on there.
I like how he has to feel the skull as well at the same time.
He's eye fingering.
Gotta like just touch that thing.
Well, let me show you what I'm talking about. If you want to make me big for a second, let me show you what I'm talking about here.
I'll make you big. Here we go.
All right, so it's labeled gas.
Uh-huh.
Right? Now, those look like needles, but you can see where the steam is sort of hitting.
Yeah, it's steam.
I don't think it's a needle. I think it's just 2 holes, and he's shooting gas at her.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But everybody thinks it's a hypodermic needle. I could be wrong, but I
No, it says gas. I mean,
That's a tough one. 100% agree.
it's tough,
Wow.
right?
Crazy. His
even there's
eyes
like
and
2
teeth on.
skulls in the. If you look carefully at the clouds of the gas, there's like almost like a skull at the top,
Well,
Yeah.
skull to the side.
But you can see like the little clouds where it's sort of hitting. There's not really, and the
Yeah,
top
there's
one has
something
multiple
said.
lines.
I know we talk about it a lot, but MLJ, underappreciated, phenomenal freaking book.
But so I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean,
I think you're right. I think it's a gas.
it's either 2 sharp needles at the end the gas comes out of, or it just shoots right out of those holes.
it's not
I think it's
clear.
cool either way.
I'm not sold on it.
No, it's only cool one way, Mike. That's it. It's not either way. It's either cool syringes. It's not cool gas.
The one thing I don't like about MLJs, though, I have to say, is sometimes the color seems faded.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's a
for
problem.
whatever reason, I feel like lower grade MLJs just don't pop as
No, they
well
look like
as
shit.
a lower grade Timely book would.
I kind of compare MLJ faded and stuff like that, which is very common, to early faucets were like that too.
Yeah.
1943, 44 faucets.
It had to be inks used, though. It
It's
had to be the
same
way.
shit. It reminds me of the same crap fucking paper.
It's almost on different titles among MLJ too, because Black Hood titles and Hangman titles and some of the top notch, those seem to have some of those issues, notoriously bad inks or bad coloring.
Jackpots look like crap.
Some of the jackpots, I don't know if they use different inks for different machines running different.
They bleed everywhere. Jackpots, a lot of times you see bleeding on them, you know.
Although
That
sometimes,
seems pretty solid.
sometimes though, and Jeff, you would attest to this, sometimes the books I happen to see are crap. So you'll go to a con. I mean, you must have had a lot of MLJs. Are there some that are just like, wow, the color is amazing?
I cannot say, from my memory, really off the top of my head, looking at an MLJ, being like, "Damn, those colors are popping."
Ah,
You know what I
damn,
mean?
that's too bad.
When I think about it, not to say that they're not nice in a cool book, but like
Right.
really, like almost like they're wet. I don't know. Sometimes you'll get a book and the colors look like they're still wet. The ink is still there, and so I can't think of. And I have some nice books. I'll look at it. I have one Pep that's like a 9.4, like I don't know, early, like 32 or something like that. Something really cool, and I'll take a look at it. But it's in a holder. But
some timelies and some, some of those like LB Cole covers where if you get the like amazing condition, you're just like, holy crap, this is like unbelievable.
I'm gonna go pull a couple. Hold on.
Oh. Yeah, I agree with you. The LD Cole stuff, the color makes all the difference on the Star books. Especially some of the jungle runs. He did Terrors of the Jungle and Jungle Terrors or whatever. All those. When you finally see one with really good color on it, it pops. It's really rich.
It looks Silver Age. That's one of the things I compare to LB Cole. If it's really good, it looks better than Silver Age colors. It almost grabs like a modern style look.
I'll just grab 3 quick Peps that I have here. Okay,
here we go. Let's switch to the big screen.
Let's take a look at them here.
MLJ appreciation.
Okay, so this one's pretty nice, but then these two are pretty dull. So let me take them out of the plastic here.
Okay.
And you can kind of get.
Crack them out with slabs so we can see them better.
Just a second.
Just get your screwdriver. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so there's this one here.
Old school label?
I mean, I only consider like the first gen labels to be old school.
Everything
Everything else is just, I don't know. I feel like it's just wild, wild west with that type of stuff. But yeah, so.
Oh no, it's
So this guy, it's just, as you can tell, it is kind of, the gloss isn't there.
Yeah.
And maybe this holder doesn't help. Actually, this is a good one.
That's one of those really thick holders too, right?
Yeah, it's
And
kind
that's
of
a
thick.
good copy
so
too.
2005.
It's a 5.5, right? So it should think, you would think that it's got, more to it. Like this one's nice. It's got a cool book, but still, like the top header is like,
Yep, there you go.
really pop, right? The rest of it's decent.
Jackpot. That's almost every Pep and Jackpot.
Yeah,
Right. It just doesn't. It's kind of muted.
Yeah.
So. And then this one is a little bit better, but it's got deeper colors. They did a better contrast of colors, so maybe that's part of it. Like it's still not super, but it looks better. It pops more.
It's got that tarot.
The blue.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Right, you got all these cool colors to contrast, but
But if you compare that to like a Lou Fine Wonder World or something, or a early Timely with Schomburg in the same grade, probably.
Yeah, like you get your Marvel Mysteries, and they just seem to pop more, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, the Lou Fine Wonder World seemed to have more of almost like a pastel sort of color scheme to them too. They're not like the bright primary colors. There's more of like a pastel on those Lou Fine Wonder World. There's a lot of lighter colors anyway, so I don't think they started out as rich. But
I'm sure if you got a high grade of this, it just would be a lot better.
Is that a Kirby?
This is one of Schomburg. That's Schomburg. And it's one of the first caps he's come back to. Like, so he drew cap 3, and then he did a cap on the cover of All Winners 1, and that might have been it until probably like a year or so went by, and then he just started coming back to cap, and this was like the beginning of him doing cap, and he had this whole style. So
Cap's in the teens at this point.
Detailed stuff now.
So Captain America's in the teens.
Yeah, exactly. Because he didn't do
back in the teens.
He did 3, and then I think his next cap was like 27 or something like that.
Yeah, he was way. Yeah.
I don't know.
But then he did 33, 34. Yeah, he did almost every one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then, because in 43 is what I consider his kind of peak.
Yeah.
This is 42. I'm not sure what was going on. This is like right around, 42. It seemed like he took a break from Timely. I'm not sure. But this is I like this inventive torture instrument down there. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I usually don't like the Bucky ones, but this one's and he's also giving Cap kind of a Submariner approach here, as he's a little bit larger than life.
I was gonna say he's a lot bigger than the other.
Yeah, which he didn't do to Cap very often at all.
Yeah, it's kind of that Golden Age slap chop right there.
It is.
Slap. Yeah.
Here we go. They're gonna shoot up the nurses. Pretty brutal.
MLJ. It's just.
Yeah, Zip is another good title.
Yeah.
Zip 32 though. Damn it.
Yeah, Pep Comics has this a nurse one too, but it's like, it's weirdly cut off. Like the nurses are like cut off and they're on the edge of the book, and it's not as prominent as this one, but doesn't get as much appreciation either. I
don't see this very often.
No, it's a cool one.
Oh, and this is one of maybe one of my favorite Schomburg caps ever. So now we're in 43. So a year went by between that and this, and you could tell he's just like, I'll do whatever the hell I want, and this is pretty fun. And this is an amazing battlefield. There's so much detail on the bottom right. You can't really tell by this picture, but there's all these soldiers, and it's just like, holy. And a great composition with the horizontal lines of those rifles at the bottom, kind of going off sequentially in the distance. It's amazing. It's great. And I love that he loved drawing the inside of his shield.
Yeah.
I mean, can you think of any Bronze or Copper Age Captain America cover where it's the inside of a shield?
No, it doesn't happen.
I can't think of any. I mean, that would never happen now. It's like why the hell are you drawing the inside of a shield? It's like the most iconic thing, and but he made it somehow. It makes it look cool, but and this one's kind of based on a true place, and there's this whole backstory about Italy and all this stuff.
Hey, John, it's good seeing you.
Yeah,
1962 is here. Loves the USA.
It makes it show the shield as a weapon that way instead of just a symbol like you see it now. So it's just kind of a different feel.
When he started throwing it more on the covers, it gets real cool. That's what
And I've told this story before, so sorry if it's a repeat, but I think it was late 80s or something, there was some writer on Cap, and he really made me appreciate Cap a lot more because he had Cap whip his shield, and it just straight cut off the Red Skull's like arm, and it was just like, holy shit. And then they were talking like, wow, yeah, he could have just used his shield to like decapitate people all the time, but he just never did. So he was like kind of holding back all this time. So I always thought it gave me a new kind of appreciation for him. That would have been pretty wild if we showed covers like that. Him just whipping that thing in the middle, cutting people in half.
There's the famous Hitler cover.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Don't see that often, and I don't see it as top Hitler want list usually.
I'm sure it's up there for some people.
Yeah,
it doesn't come up often.
This one is just like, what?
Yeah, this dude's hands on fire. He's not liking it.
And it's right in his crotch.
Oh wait, is he lighting his fart on fire? What's going on there?
That's right. He's doing it. He's doing
man, that's kind of weird.
doing a hot ass.
I don't know what's happening.
Why what is going on here?
That's what I'm saying, though. The Street and Smith, they're either good or they suck.
Yeah.
There you go.
But you would not see this today.
You would not see a demon. Yeah.
Here's a Shores cover.
That's
USA.
Sid Shores, yeah. Yeah. It's got that
Some-
pirate boots going already.
Yeah, they got the
Another-
Iron Maiden working there.
Yeah.
Crazy torture chamber thing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like another slap chop, no?
Yeah,
Bucky was definitely a killer at
Like
this
the
point.
deluxe version of the slap chop.
early acupuncture, man.
Yeah.
It
Tenderizer.
It's gonna take him forever to close that thing, though. Look how small those threads are. He's gonna screw that thing. It's not even close to her yet.
It's gonna take
Yeah.
a while.
It's the anticipation that's the most stressful part for them.
Yeah,
That's why.
that's the torture part. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to look
Yeah.
at that for 45 minutes.
You don't even see his shield on this cover at all.
Sid Shores forgot he had it.
And that might be the only one of
looks
the
on the
only
pirate
covers without a shield.
He was more concerned about the pirate boots than he was about the shield.
But look
That's
how
a-
badass Bucky is. Come on.
Bucky,
This is
yeah.
when the Russians started targeting him. They're like, look at that kid. I mean, he's a stone cold killer. Maybe we should take him as one of our Secret Service.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my least favorite Cap gun covers.
Because the gun's tiny.
I mean, this is attributed to Schomburg, but I almost want to say that's false just because I believe it so much. But really crappy crappy shield. It looks flimsy, and that gun is kind of curving, and it's
It's weird.
it's just.
Should
not
give
good.
I would have loved to see the I would have loved to see the torch in
some
Cap's hands.
flapjack, yes, I mean,
The
yeah.
flamethrower
Yeah.
in Cap's hands. Could you imagine that?
Franco is great. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, and I think the white background doesn't help on this either.
I do. Yeah.
Move along. Crap.
That was like me, I should buy all the Cap covers where he has a gun in his hand. Nope.
Not that one.
Because this is not cheap. This is hard. This is a tough book to find. This one's pretty cool. I love this one. I feel like for a while you could get this pretty cheap, and then I didn't really
They're
see it.
expensive, man. That's the first one or second one?
Number two.
Yeah, they're the American Air Forces. They're bigger than you think. They're almost a little too big for their size. They don't quite. They're a little bigger than your normal Golden Ages, but they're very different covers on them, and you have a lot of well-known artists that are on them. So they are pretty good books. So
Has this book spiked some?
I've seen it. I mean, I know people that collect these things, and they know they're hard to find. So, and good
I think
grade.
number one's also got a big world type concept, right? It's like a soldier.
Yeah, it gets crazy later on. Yeah,
Probably
Like
one of my top two Kirby and Simon
Yeah,
covers on DC.
this is the best work, Simon. This is my signature. Simon
So good.
knows how to do Kirby right there. Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
It's the best little boy cover, right? Because
Best Boy Commandos? Well, yeah. Then it gets really terrible. You know?
Best little boy cover? That's not a good
Well,
way.
No, the Boy
You
Commando.
know, the sidekick. I just don't. It's really tough for me to like any of those
Marvel's
side
early version of the Teen Titans.
kid covers. But this one, you don't see it. It's like a bunch of foliage.
Mhm. Something's going on in the sewer.
I feel like
There's a war going on, but there's alligators in the sewer, so call Batman.
it's not bad. I wouldn't say this is,
This is a
There's a lot
killer
of-
croc cover. This has been great.
oh, hell yeah. That would be
Oh.
awesome.
Just to quickly touch on Batman and Superman. So Batman number one has 121 blue label copies. Okay, and above 6.5 and above. No, 6.0 and above. I think there's something like 20 plus. All right,
Wow.
at least. Okay, with a 9.2, 2 9.0s, 3.85s. A Superman 1 has only 65 blue labels. The highest graded are 2 8.0s and then a 1 6.0. and then everything that is below.
Wow.
So it's
Damn.
just definitely a much harder book to obtain. So yeah, definitely that's got to be the value.
You could imagine, that book was passed around with the kids, like they say, some of those early Walt Disney books, they were well read and just wrecked because, all the kids wanted to read it. I could imagine that with a Superman #1.
I have that book, comic book, 1962. They last Schomburg work, The Invaders. I think it's giant size #1.
Yeah, it's #1. Yeah,
or king size or giant size, one of them. It's the big book. Fight.
It's a cool female.
It's another nurse. It's another nurse. Yeah.
I don't know about bringing a sword to a gunfight, but
She's got a gun too.
does she? Oh, she does.
It's a 45. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Although she's not really holding any of them.
Shooting in the air. Or she's done with it. Oh, Mac Raboy.
I like this one. I think this is so these are these new like missiles that Germany was shooting across the channel into or trying to
The
shoot
V1.
them into. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
They fired V1, so I don't think they ever, and I don't think a V2. Only a few V2s did anything.
Yeah, and then they were working on I think it was a V3 where they would actually
but then
let them go.
Ran away.
They would let them go out from the bombers. So I don't know if that's what this was or not, but anyway, it's
lighter bombs too.
It's pretty cool. See that technology is pretty neat. Speaking of technology, 45.
Great atomic age book.
Boom. I don't really recall ever seeing people talking about this one. So, and it's pretty early. 45. I mean, this stuff just happened.
That could be the first nuclear bomb cover.
Oh yeah, could be. We got the.
For God's sakes.
Yep.
He's trying to cut his hair.
Yeah.
He's reading his pal Batman.
He's reading Batman. Yeah.
And we got
That's cool Wings cover. That's a nice job for that one for the fans of Wings. Fiction House is great too. I'm always going to.
And this isn't very long. This is like a month after we dropped the moms. So pretty cool early Joker.
I like this one of all of them because he's the J,
I like this one. It's pretty deadly looking.
Yeah.
It's better than the Genie cover for sure.
Not like just some idiot.
I like the Genie cover.
I know. Everybody's got their hits and misses with that.
And then the next year we got this one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Little lazy cover.
Oh, I love this one.
And Cap just like bitch slaps Bucky here.
Yeah. That's why I went to Russia.
I think this came about 50 issues too late, a slap across Bucky's face.
Yeah.
Wake up, Bucky. Trying to save you.
Wearing the pirate boots again.
So.
Cap ready for a night out on the town.
There's another one without his shield.
Yep.
October. No shield Cap.
No shade November, no shield October.
Here we go, DS.
This is #1, right?
No,
up
two.
#2, I think.
Number 2.
#1 has the haunted house with the door sort of falling and the couple looking at it like they may or may not go in.
And that's a good one.
I think the first few, like the first 6 or 7, are good, and then it gets a little funky after that. But, that one's pretty cool. For pretty horror, these are late 40s. They're pre the 50s horror craze. So they're really early PCH books. These really early Adventures in the Unknown. I think this one's decent. If you find a nice high grade of that with that dark cover, that'd be cool.
Is that like couple going to see Kong at Skull Island, or is it Land of the Lost or something?
Right?
Seriously.
It's a weird thing. I like it because it's simple. It's uncluttered and it's just stark and that's cool. A high grade of this would be cool.
Nice.
Hey, honey, let's check out that island. Looks nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shark.
That'll be cool.
That'll be cool. Yeah, I had a 5.0 of this, which I just recently sold. I have never seen one of these that did not have writing on the cover, and even this one does.
Wow.
I've never seen one of these that did not have writing on the cover. It's bizarre.
I thought this was a pretty neat
Yep.
Riddler cover.
Yeah,
Yep.
second appearance.
Second. Yep.
Is
He's on
this second cover?
Yeah, second cover and second appearance.
Yeah, he's on the cover of his first. Yeah, it's actually one of the best. Again, of the Batman detective books, this is one I like here. Kind of think the Riddler's an underrated villain. Always have.
Yeah.
I liked Frank Gorshin's character in the TV show. You know,
It's not a very hard crossword puzzle, though.
so worst
I was
scrap.
wondering what the hell was going on with this thing.
Street and Smith, who knows?
Who knows?
But it's got a skull, so there's a redeeming quality for it.
Well, it's an eye beam coming out of the eye. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute!
Where it goes, you never know, but he's following it.
Salvador Dali has taken over Street and
Shadow knows.
The shadow knows. That's right.
Pretty early Western.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, you don't see too many DC Westerns.
No, this is the one I've seen this at. It went for a high price. I was on Comic Connect a while back, and I asked somebody, "Who the hell?" I thought it was a modern book. I had no idea. I said, "When were they selling that for 10 cents?" and I thought it was a Bronze Age book.
You know, there is a cool DC Western that I like that has a train on the cover, and it's Western Comics 17.
Here we go. Let's bring it up.
And this is a DC. I don't know what year it's from, but I think this is a cool cover.
Yeah, it's a cool book.
That's pretty cool. Trains.
I don't know anything about it other than that it exists and that I like it.
Nice.
Golden Age DC Western. It's Western Comics 17. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for a nice copy of that. I like it.
This one's All American Western, number 111. But I'm guessing there weren't 111. I don't know.
It's probably one of those things where they changed the title to something else.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it All American Comics and then it changed to All American Western?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's American.
Well, wasn't there All American War? What was that war one they had?
All American Men of War. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
War, yeah.
And that started with like weird numbering, like 131 or something, or 130, I think.
You're on the right show, Comic Book 1962. We had a whole discussion about Frazetta and his Ghost Rider.
I like how the faces are blacked out of the enemies there. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's not even worried. He's like, I got this.
Yeah. He's totally badass.
He's like, all right.
I couldn't tell if this was like underwater or what the hell was going on with this. Someone's tripping.
I think they're in a. I don't know. Are they in a cave?
The walls are coming.
I don't know what's going on there.
And it's won't you step into my parlor?
Is it a beauty parlor? Or
You're right. We it's a book that it doesn't hold up. We don't get the reference.
I don't know. It's curious. It makes me curious. It's good.
What else? Oh, there it is.
Classic
Yep.
Christmas. Oh, and here's like how lame this was before the man came on.
This is what number is this?
191. It's still a cool cover.
Yeah,
Was that starts at what? 211?
209.
209. Okay, 209. All right.
This would be me if I'm like, oh, Mom, go to the store and get me a Famous Funnies. Yeah, the Frank Frazetta one.
You come back and get this. Yeah.
So close.
It's still not bad. I like the Famous Funnies right before Frazetta. They still have some cool ones, but they're not obviously as good. But they're not bad, and they're out there. I think they're pretty readily available, but nobody wants to buy them. Everybody wants the Frazettas.
Secret
Bad Girl.
Lovers.
Bad Girl's coming there.
cheating on the other with the doctor with the other guy.
I guess
Trollop.
you can just tell by her eyes. She's up to no good.
Yeah, she's trouble.
Nice Venus.
My Care Venus cover, beautiful cover.
This is a pretty easy book to get, right, Jeff?
I don't know about easy, but it's obtainable, man. I mean, these Venuses are obtainable, man. It's the last three that are the hardest to get, man. Or hardest for people that want to let go for reasonable. You know, anything with a sci-fi-ish romance kind. You know, even the romance are starting to pick up, but you can get them. I think this series actually has the first appearance of Loki and Thor.
Yeah, it does.
Number, I don't know, 12 or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it is 12.
I thought I put this one on here just because I didn't know his horse was named Satan.
Black Rider's horse, yeah.
Yeah. Remember that one that I always show that's still on eBay? That Sid Shore's cover.
Oh man,
he yells. He's like, "Ride fast, Satan," or something.
Onward, Satan.
It's freaking Sid Shore's day. Oh, there we go.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, we can't have a Golden Guys without a Ken Bald cover.
This is so good.
Yeah.
It looks like he's gonna just cut her strings and just let her go. I mean, it's so good. Super creepy.
There are no strings on me.
Yeah, what number is that?
26.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't understand. It says buy no less.
Well, not too many.
By no less than ACG.
Yeah, you just
when you get in the 50s, there's not too many 52 pages anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, buy no less.
Most of them are 36 pages at this point.
I hate
this one. Always looks goofy to me.
It is the worst of the bunch, and I know they're popular again, like the one with the monster, that swamp monster, whatever he is, the PA.
Yeah, that one's classic. That's like Baffling 9, I think.
Yeah,
it would be another mom comic, right? You'd be like, I want a scary one. Give me a scary one.
Right. This probably 6 hours, no less.
That creature is just
at least scary.
It's ridiculous, man.
Ace, but you have to understand, Ace is something we do like. So there you go. Forbidden Worlds. This could be Ken Bald too.
Yeah, sure it is.
Yeah.
I like how the policeman is just kind of like lightly shooting him.
He doesn't have silver bullets.
His colors and stuff are starting to grow on me. I can see it happen every month. Every month I look at his stuff, it's starting to look better each time. For some, I don't know how it's doing it, but it is.
I don't like all the yellow lines on this one though. It kind of detracts from it.
I don't know. It's growing on me.
Lasers, not tracers.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very, very conscious decision for that. We got this was a little creepy. This thing there. I don't know.
I'm thinking her name's Janet Lee. Could be wrong.
What kind of monster is this guy?
It's like a zombie monk.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
Golem or something. I mean, he's kind of like
sculpture,
stone colored. Yeah,
it's like Yoda in his young age.
What happened to Baby Yoda?
He's only in his hundreds at this point.
It's gonna be on the season 30 of the. This is a great one, by the way. I like this one. It's again not an elephant cover, but I do love this cover. I've always said that the way they did the Jaguar Panther cat thing around Cage was badass.
In all the bondage covers we've seen and stuff, I feel like there's not that many Cage covers.
Good point.
I don't know. Like you'd think there would be.
Makes
and
sense.
that's great. It's a great one. How it's like, tilted like that. Really good.
Yeah.
Another slap.
Yep. He got his pimp hand working.
They even got the word like That's the sound it makes.
Oh yeah.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face?
Yeah.
The Great Marble Tail Spider.
I like this one.
This is
Yeah.
popular.
It's funny. It looks like if someone were to do a parody of this style cover now, that's what they would draw this cover. But this is actual. Like it just kind of looks like it's embodying everything that about those EC or war covers, or not war, those like Atlas covers with the little panels on the side and stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, this is not Russ Heath's best work, but it is a spider cover, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the Marvel Tales run. It's a good run.
That would be a good run to take a look at. I'm going to look at that in my book, my little journals, to see, like, you know, were there a few yellows in a row, or did this yellow just come out of nowhere?
Do you guys? You've had a bunch of these, right?
I have owned a bunch of Marvel Tales before. Yeah. It's a long run.
Yeah, you flip a lot of them
on for a while because it goes the Golden Age, it goes into the Silver Age, and it turns into like goofy stories like man climbing a ladder up in the sky. Making any sense, but the early ones are hard. They're cool. Yeah, there's some cool. It's a cool Atlas title. The interior stuff's good.
You got that vampire one that's pretty cool. Yeah. The Frankenstein one.
Here's an elephant. I wondered if you had.
No, I don't, and that's on my list.
Black elephants.
Yep, it's the spy cover, spy cases. Yeah,
communist elephants.
Yeah, it's harder to find than I thought.
War elephants. Yeah, I don't feel like I see this ever.
No, I've seen them. I've seen the series, not the issue.
This is the type of book where you would see it every now and then, if that, and it would be like wrecked. You know,
yeah. Finding the antique shop. That's right.
Where's a nice one? You just never would see it.
It's pretty ingenious. I mean, like, to have elephants as spies, you know, allegedly they never forget. So I mean, like, that's spy right there.
And they're really quiet. So.
Oh, and they're really quiet, guys. I gotta bounce. I gotta go teach my daughter improper fractions right now. So
I'll
catch up with you guys later. All right.
Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, Spy Cases is short run. It had some cool stuff in it, actually, like some of the Spy Cases covers.
Yeah.
Venus.
Getting into the horror aspect, this one's decent. This is one of the better ones.
A lot. Is this a hard one to get?
It's not. There's a lot of them out there, but less of them come up for sale than some of the other ones because people like it more, so they hold it more. But it's an Atlas, and Atlas books, they printed a ton of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, to find one of these is not too hard, but it's not going to be the cheapest one ever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see them come up. It's not super hard to find.
That's pretty neat.
That's kind of cool.
What was that noise? Oh, it's you. Mummy. This one was pretty funny looking.
Yeah, it's a Ziff Davis action there.
Collecting some humans. The Fisherman of Space.
Yeah, Ziff Davis has all these funky painted covers, and some of them are really good. This one's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the Ziff Davis callback to the pulp.
Yeah. That would look cool to have around these.
They produced both. They were big, you know. They did pulps too.
I like this war cover. It's pretty cool. Not entirely sure what's happening, but looks good.
I couldn't tell you.
He was trying to break through the barbed wire fence, and I think they spotted him, and the tank, and they're shooting at him. So now he dropped his bolt cutters, and they're in deep shit.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna make it.
Thanks, Comic Book 1962. Oh yeah.
This one is notoriously hard to find, and it tops out on the census at like 5.5. And there's not a lot out there. I had a 3.0 of this, which I sold, and I have yet to find another copy. So maybe I shouldn't have sold it. Jack Katz cover.
It's a cool cover.
Yeah, it's really good. It's probably the toughest one in this title to find. It's a really legit scarce TCH book.
Nice.
It's got a nice circular movement to the cover where your eye just keeps going around and around and around. It's really good.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's a Jack Katz cover, and I plan to upgrade it, and so I sold my 3.0, and I just have yet to find another one. And then I'm thinking the Census tops out like in mid grade. 3 would have been good.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I talked to Lewis about this book in particular. We saw one in really piss poor condition though, and I couldn't even tell him. I said I don't even know how many pages it's supposed to have, but it doesn't feel like 36 to me. But
yeah, I mean, usually if you just are at a con and you can't look it up and you're just winging it, 36 pages is pretty close. It's pretty good on most of these. This range is 36. Yeah. But if you're looking for this book and you come across a complete low grade, I would say pick it up because you might not see another one for years. And I sold that 3.0 like over 2 years ago, and I have yet to find another one to buy.
I think we were in Minnesota when we went to a con up there.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing this on Instagram.
I remember the guy who had it had the cap and everything else we're looking at. Oh, this is a good one for DS.
Yeah, I like this one. This is better than the other Spider cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hurt that it has all those skulls on it, but the red background, yeah, this is cool. I like that.
Nice.
Satan.
Yeah. Not the horse.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah, I have one from that title, and it's the only one I ever want, and it's the last issue of the title. It's the witch is cooking that guy in the cauldron.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Captain Marvel Jr. right there.
Vampira, the Korean queen of terror. Not Vampirella.
Good colors on that one.
It's a great one. Well, what are we, 52? 51?
I would like to 52. I would like to see what Vampira looks like. The Korean Queen of Terror.
I have to find them. Let's buy one of those books.
Oh, this is one creepy clown.
Creepy clowns have made it to the crime novels.
Why'd you plug them with these Halloween masks over our faces? They'll never identify us. He just wanted to murder. He's scary. Oh, geez. Batman.
Where's the wind coming from, Batman?
What? My utility belt. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know why I'm wearing it. Strange costume.
The 50s superheroes. I mean, there's no reason that Marvel gave it up. But DC, thank you for sticking with it. You kept continuity going. But boy, stories fucking sucked. Sorry. Frogman, good series. Great covers, yeah. Lovers. Yeah.
Evil Woman.
Atlas. Evil Woman. Marvel Tales, pretty cool.
I like the pile of skulls in the back there.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Now, this is probably a Ken Ball cover, but I do think this is a cool series. Out of Night, you're really kind of moderately priced, like lower for the pre-code horror. They're good value. I guess that's a good way to put it. Good value, yeah. And they're good. They've always got a lot of good skulls or vampires, or it's always cool. This is a good time if you want to get into PCH. It's a great entry point, and you can get great covers.
And this is one of the best of the run right here.
Yeah, and
nice.
You get called a lot, and you appreciate his work. It's really good. It's very good.
Nice handwritten date stamp there.
Mm.
He's like, he could have put it right on that skull, and he's like, I guess I'll put it on this hand. Although, he probably had to do like a lot of or so. That's pretty crazy. That was like part of your job, right? Like, did you deface all those comics yet?
Well, at least the guys that used the grease pencil didn't do permanent damage.
Yeah, that could be.
That stuff comes off pretty easy.
Now DC did hit a home run with the Phantom Stranger, so I'm cool with that.
I like it.
No superpower.
Oh, look at that.
Your Frankenstein Tales from the Crypt cover. Pretty tough.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
actually
good
one
one.
of the harder ones to find, if I remember correctly, DS. When I went through the list of Tales from the Crypt, this one doesn't come up as much.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't see it as much as the other ones. It's definitely cool.
I talked to somebody about a pre-code horror guy. That when I was going over the book, I actually looked up one of the guys, and I was able to contact him, and I asked him about, you focus a lot on Tales from the Crypt, and then he goes, well, some of them were pulled off. Some places didn't put Tales from the Crypt while the trials Soti was going on. A lot of the Tales from the Crypt was the biggest title at the time. They were just taking them down because they were focusing on that. It's so while the Soti's going on in some areas of the country where they wanted Dr. Wertheim to stop juvenile delinquency, they took the comic books, and one of the things they did while the trial was going on, they pulled a lot of these things back. So it does come up, and this is exactly 1952.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
what a title, though. Where else could you get, Frankenstein, Jack the Ripper, and a Ray Bradbury story all in one?
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
That one's a pretty good one. People, flamethrower collectors go after it. I actually got a copy of this low grade not long ago. It popped up on eBay for like dirt cheap. I don't think the seller knew what he had. So I bought it. When I posted on Instagram, I instantly got several people hitting me up asking me if I would sell it. And I was like, sure. And so I made a deal with one guy and made percentage-wise a massive profit on it. But it was low grade. It was B. It had a lot of issues with it. But man, it was a hot commodity when I posted that. And it was a super low grade. It was like 2.5, 2.0.
No pun intended.
Yeah, it was a hot book. It was on fire.
Fire right now.
The only thing about this one is the guy on the bottom there getting burnt.
Yeah.
His head is kind of jacked toward, but it's not artistically, it's not the best, but conceptually, it's gruesome.
His name's Anakin.
Yeah.
Burning.
Well, like, he doesn't look like a soldier.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. It's just he's
burning.
Weird.
I was just a civilian.
Burn them all.
There's one on eBay right now. The starting bid is like $500 or something, and it's like a 4.0. I bet it'll get a bid. It won't be from me, but somebody will bid on it, I bet.
Oh yeah, flamethrowers are hot covers.
It is kind of interesting. This just says the United States Marines, as if it's like an official sanctioned,
like Stars and Stripes or something.
Like as opposed to like it's some comic book. It's like this is the official like Marines
War Department, straight from the Pentagon.
Yeah, burn them up.
Burn them all.
Oh, look at that!
Well, this is the best one.
Beautiful.
This is my favorite of all of them. I know, and I understand it's just an image, but it is the best image.
So good.
DS, you gotta love this one.
I love it so much that I own it.
Is this your favorite of the bunch?
No, I think the Battlefront 26 is probably my favorite. The Russ Heath with the Minesweeper in the snow.
I would guess that would be a great pair.
They are a great pair. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is not a Russ Heath. I can't remember who did it, but it's so cool. It's one of those war covers, and it's a snow cover, and he's got his coffee, and you can see the flames. Like the battle has ended, and you can see in the background the flames, and the gun is down, and the battle's over. And it's just super cool, evocative cover. I love it. I have a 5.0 of this, and I found this on Comic Link, and I'll tell you, it was listed on Comic Link for like 500 and something, and I negotiated with the seller through Comic Link, and I got it for like 500 even with the shipping and everything, $500 for a 5.0. I felt like that was a good price for this book because it's such a killer book and it's not many of them. So I was happy to spend 500 on a nice mid grade of this. Yeah, it was well worth it. It's an awesome book.
Yeah.
If I'm
I
not
feel like
mistaken,
he's just taking a break from the like. It's not necessarily over. He's just having a coffee break.
Right. We've got the eye patch. It's very evocative. There's basically three categories of war books. There's the heavy action. Those are cool. Then there's the flamethrowers, which is a really hot category. And then there's the evocative covers. And this is one in the evocative category, along with Battlefront 26 and some of the other mostly Heath stuff. So I like the evocative ones the best. There's no action. It's just got a feel to it. Those are the best ones.
Snapshot of a moment in time where you'd only find that in the middle of the war.
Yeah, and the best one in that category is Foxhole 1. That's like the top of the evocative category. Where he's got the head bandage on and he's writing his note to his mom about a day on the beach. That's the top in the category. And I'd say Battlefront 26 is probably under that, and this is probably a top 5 evocative war cover too.
and I don't know who this is accredited to. I never knew, and I've always questioned if we know who did it.
I think so. Let me pull my copy out and we'll check.
Yeah, I'd love to know who did that. I mean, I know there's a guy who. I mean, I want to see who did the cover. There is some art.
Yeah, so this is the Russ Heath one.
Battlefront, yeah. Let me bring that up here.
Yeah, so this is my favorite. Battlefront 26. This is Russ Heath.
The mine, yeah.
And that one's just fantastic. Absolutely love it. And that's a 5.0. And then the War Adventures 12 I have is a 5.0. It says Mike Sikowski, Mac Pacula, and Gustav Schroeder art. So it doesn't have a cover credit.
Well, the second guy, Palakia, is an interior guy only.
Okay.
Can you hold them together again?
Yeah, and this one has really good colors. It's got like purples and blues and greens, and it's got a lot of colors in there that you might not see just from like a snapshot, you know what I mean? But up close, there's a lot of colors in this. It's really, really cool cover.
Definitely one of the best books out there.
Together.
Look at that. Screenshot. Go.
Oh.
Nice.
Yes.
Tough with the glare, but whatever.
What do we have? We got a few more.
It's like from the same battlefield. It's awesome.
All right. Weird fantasy. Weird. Is this?
I don't know what the hell's going on with this.
Who did it?
Looks pretty cool.
What number is this?
Number 17.
Weird Science 17. So I have no idea who it is. It's not Wally Wood, and it's not Frazetta, right?
I mean, it kind of looks woodish, but
It does look woodish. It
doesn't.
looks like it has Wood's name on the lower left.
Does it say Wood down there?
Yeah, right.
Weird. Let me look it up. Weird Science 17.
But that's pretty neat. And we got this one, Adventures in the Darkness.
Ooh, kind of a cool book. Again, another entry point you can get into on some of these Adventures in the Darkness are pretty cheap, but some of them are really hard to find. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, it's a standard publication, and they're notorious for two things. One is low grade.
Shit. Yeah.
And the other one is a lot of the issues are really tough to find. Some are easier than others. This one's probably average. But some are really tough to find, and all of them are beat. You never if you find a 5.0 any of these, it's like high grade.
Oh, look at that.
I like that one. The witch burning or witch cooking.
Yep, Wally Wood did that one. So
Oh, nice. I really like this one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So much black on there. It's awesome.
Not an easy one to come across either. I will buy one if I find a nice copy, but it doesn't. This one doesn't show up too much.
And the red is great. And I like how the little panels on the side kind of complement, the center piece there. Sometimes they act on their own, but I feel like this one is just working with it. Skeletons. Mad Mom. I don't know. Definitely not as cool as that.
No.
I don't know who this artist is.
me say which one.
Like Manili or Burgos, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, those are the two. Well, I don't think it's Neely because we're already into what year? No, Neely died later on. You know.
And here we go. First, is this the first one? The first Frazetta?
Is that first Frazetta?
Yeah, 209.
First famous funnies, Frank Frazetta.
You could tell the girl's hair.
Yeah. The only ones really on my list, it's 209 to 216 or 217. The only ones on my list are 12, 13, and 14.
Okay.
But they're all
kind of like a triple crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be a great run to have, I have to say.
Yeah.
And this one was in, it's a little sneaky. You don't really realize what's going on, but I mean, he's full on like tearing that dress. It's pretty vicious.
Welcome to Lover's Lane. That's why you don't go up there. That's why you don't park with boys.
That dress is coming off.
I don't really like the tangent there with the tree and his head. It makes it look like
totally. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like
urban sombrero.
I think that's called a tangent. I think it's called a tangent in art where you have two things that meet in a way that is off-putting visually, and that makes it look like he's wearing a hat like a sombrero made out of leaves.
The urban sombrero from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It's a J. Peterman catalog right there.
Oh,
it's a good one right there.
There's his head
on a silver platter.
Right? Yeah, that one's not bad. I like it. Mystic is one of my favorite Atlas PCH titles.
And this one, a late Nazi cover.
Yeah, we're going back in time with the Treasury Department, huh?
His death has never been proved. Is it really Hitler? I mean, it's got to be one of the
big thing back then. You have to understand there were rumors and stuff going on, and like famous magazines like the New Yorker and Collier's always questioned whether Hitler really died.
Yeah.
In the 50s, it was a bigger deal because they were finding all these ex-Nazis all over the place still. So
yeah, a lot of people came to Argentina and faked his death, and he's lived out in Argentina. So
Frank Borman, not Frank Borman.
I had a social studies teacher in what grade? I think it was the 7th or 8th grade, and he was in the war, and he tells this story, and I don't know why he would lie about it, but he said he was in Berlin, and they were all racing to try to get to the bunker. And he said he made it to the bunker, and him and a bunch of guys were going down and down and down and down and down and down. And he said they reached a certain point where there's just all these Russians, and they were just like, nope, you're not going further down. So they had to go back up. But I'll never forget that story, I didn't even really know what he was talking about, but it stayed with me for years. But I think I heard that, we did not get there, that the Russians did find him first. So you never know. You never know what happened.
Could be fake news. There you go. Web of Mystery. Nice.
All right. I like number one in that title the most, I think. It's the girl waking up from a dream. And there's a giant snake and like a voodoo witch doctor there. And number one, they used witch doctors a lot in this title, seems like.
Nice. Go to witch doctor.
I like this one.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a good one.
The Atom Age Torch and Submariner books have really picked up. They're pretty popular these days.
Yeah. And that title, that is the return. That is known in the title.
Very hard to find in grade.
Yeah.
Yep. That title, that book, Buscema did a lot of stuff with it, and then they announced they were going back to the Human Torch returns. Yeah, this is the return before Barry Allen.
Poor Pierre. It's going down the drain.
Yep.
Look at that wide cover, though. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Nice Mercury, 49 Mercury right there.
Yeah, I like the perspective on that.
I don't know if this is the first Turok. Is that?
TJ would know.
No,
Yeah.
the first Dell. Turok goes back to pulps.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think there's a Turok in the pulp, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's Son of Stone, but I think there's a Turok in the pulp.
I remember talking to my dad about comics back in these days.
Check. I think there was.
He was all about the dinosaurs. I'm like, come on, Dad. Jesus. I like this one. Hey, you talking to me? I'm a cop, god damn it. Not one you'd see today.
That's a rough piece right there.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That book used to sell for more than it does now, but I still think it's pretty cool. And they actually, Marvel in the Bronze Age, did a reprint of this and a cover swipe of this and put it on one of those Bronze Age horror books, the Marvels. I can't remember which one.
I bet this looks really good in hand. It's one of those kind of gray tone, whatever it's called.
Yeah, actually, you're right. It's the first publication was Dell 4-color 596, which is that one.
Oh, really?
54. The Dinosaur Hunter was the game, and they go back to something mentions a pulp style character. So there we go. Oh, cool mystery tales.
Yeah,
I think you were out sick, JD, but the last couple of these I did, I just kept going until I hit a Marvel book that I knew, because there's like a weird gap from like 55 to like Fantastic Four #1 where I feel like I know nothing about comics other than like
monsters. There's a lot of monsters and a lot of great Ditko work.
Yeah, but I just grabbed a few, from that time period. Like this is a 56. It's pretty cool. Nice. I know DS hates them all because they got the code.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I like that cover, but yeah, the code ruins it for me.
I never knew there was a Baby Archie book. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice cover.
That could be
George. I like that title a lot, actually.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
Joe Kubert.
And of course, Flash.
Yeah.
That's a cool one. I love those early Flash books.
Mm-hmm.
Some big
monsters. You're gonna get a lot of monsters. A lot of monsters. That's Kirby's monster answer to Cthulhu. Yeah.
Monstro.
The unexpected.
The Indian.
Unexpecteds are really cool to read. They're batshit. They're not scary. They're just weird. Like when they auction off Earth and Venus bids like $1 billion, and then somebody bids 100 million.
Aliens on Saturn's moon are Indians.
Yeah,
it's the menace of the Indian aliens.
Son of Stone.
I love that T-Rex.
The 4-color Dells. I mean, stay away from the gold keys. But these are pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, menacing T-Rex.
4-color is the longest of the series, I think.
And then DC is still doing their fucking what the heck? Sorry, swearing.
Yeah, it happens.
Just terrible. Although Flash, I feel, was not silly. I mean, this was good stuff.
Yeah.
Infantino.
Yeah, Infantino did the whole beginning of it. I mean,
yeah, Infantino did 105, which was the first issue essentially. He did 105 to 175. That's all Infantino.
Wow.
So it's 76 issues.
They're really
issues.
And I mean, Carmine Infantino, Flash. That's it.
Yeah, it's a pretty long run. I mean, 71 issues from the beginning of the Silver Age on. I mean, he didn't do the show. I don't know if he did Showcase 4, 8, or 14.
He did Showcase 4.
Did he? So he might have done the showcases.
He did.
Started at 105. He did to 175. So he did
see Showcase 3. I think that's him too.
4, he did 4.
He did 4, I know that.
Yeah.
But 3 is a really cool one to find if you see it. It's just cool looking.
Yeah, at one point I was working on that whole
Yeah.
run, and I had 106, 107, 108, 109. I didn't have the 110, and then I had a bunch of other ones. I didn't have a 105, but I gave up the superhero stuff. But at one point I was working on the whole Infantino run, 71 books. I think I probably had 30, so I was like almost halfway there, but I was missing the big ones early, but I had some of the big later ones. So
first Reverse Flash and first Trick.
Yeah, I had a lot of the big ones. I didn't have what is it?
Gorilla Grodd.
No, I had the Grods. I had 106 and 107. I think those are the Grods.
Yep.
There's, what is it, 113 or something is a big one. 110. No, 110.
Who's 110? Is that the
Kid Flash?
No, maybe it wasn't 110. I can't remember now. There's an early one that's sort of big.
Dexter's first appearance is early.
Big monster.
The Brute that
Oh,
walked.
I love these. For like a few years, they had these war books versus dinosaurs and stuff.
Like sea monster, yeah.
Those are expensive too. I remember looking at these in the photo journal, like, oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna buy these.
Yeah, there's one where they're fighting the mammoths and stuff like that. There's one.
And then I went on eBay, and it was like, whoa, these are not cheap.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are George Evans, and they're just really good stuff. So Strange Tales.
And look at that.
By the way, that It is reprinted 3 times in Fear magazine. In Fear. No, Fear just before you get to the run, you get into Man-Thing and Howard the Duck, Adventures into Fear. The first that It comes back in the beginning of Fears.
And this is when Stan Lee was like,
Planet X.
Stan Lee was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I just really can't. I mean, so he says. Terrible. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool.
I bet that's not that easy to get in high grade.
I guarantee it's not.
That's a wild Flash one.
It's a cool one.
And here you go.
Space Pop. That's 104. First appearance of Space Pop Pete Peter himself. Also, there's an appearance by the Wizard.
Great composition there. Kirby. Great Kirby. Another for Iron Man, 2 issues before Iron Man. Yep. I've never seen Tarzan with a dinosaur before, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Fighting Roman.
The Gold Key, I'm telling you, they're really good to get. You can get them cheap, and they're really cool. And the good reads and everything else. Yep. Now this was what's his name doing all these World's Finest with the dinosaurs on them. Nick Cardy did a lot of these.
Meanwhile,
he's going to fight Flash Thompson.
Look at that. I mean, you wonder why Marvel did so well, because during this, which they've been doing for like 20 years at least 10 years at this point, probably 20 years. You're going to buy this, right? This is like serious. It's like heroes, but serious kind of, It's got a different feel.
Yep.
They've already been doing this almost 2 years now. I thought that was a pretty cool cover, the red, white, and blue lines there. I've never seen that one. More of the big monsters.
Yeah, more nonsense.
Great.
What number is it? 114, right?
116.
116, yeah, that's a puppet.
It's a great thing. Great thing there. Mm-hmm. Early crossover.
Actually, that's the first Avengers X-Men crossover.
Great one. Meanwhile.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And that's it.
We're going to end on a good note like that, and that's what we'll do here. Well, good seeing everybody. Happy Halloween, everybody. Be safe. See you next week. I mean, barring
plug here.
we're gonna watch the results come in of the election. We're gonna be probably here doing our thing. Great having everybody here. Always our pleasure. Thanks again, and thanks for being a friend. Anybody want to plug anything before we go?
Nothing for
Right. Talk
Thanks,
to you guys.
everybody.
Yes.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you